Hello, and nice to see you. If you're new here, my name is Brian, and I'm an artist sort of guy coming to you from the Baru Art World Headquarters, which is typically in the sunny area of Texas where the food pyramid is based around the taco. Today, I'm going to share a video with you of a few pencil drawings that will ultimately be part of the 100 Heads Challenge, which will be modified for my own circumstances and my own artistic vision. The 100 Heads Challenge, as presented by Ahmed Aldoori, is a challenge that is designed to help artists work on portraits, studying facial anatomy and artistic technique. Drawing 100 of anything is a great way to sharpen skills, so this is a really good challenge. Ideally, this is to be done quickly, and he suggests 10 days, which is 10 portraits a day, and that would be terrific too. There is value in doing such a challenge quickly. What a great way to train your skills. But me? Well, I needed to adjust those parameters. Drawing an average of 10 heads a day for 10 days in a row would be very doable for a full-time artist, but I am not that. And the style I'm interested in working on right now is more realistic, which takes me a bit longer than a more loose and stylized sort of thing. So I am just going to do these heads as I can. I very likely will do different sets of 100 over time. I already did 10 portraits of musicians. There's a video on that. And I may finish that out at 100 of those in time. I'd also like to do some that are quicker and looser in style. And ultimately, I'd also love to do a series of caricatures. I think what I'm saying is, I really like to draw heads. And I'll probably end up with a couple different groups of 100 is my guess, assuming I continue to make art for that long, and I probably will. You'll notice here and in the rest of this video that I'm not generally going to use reference photos from fashion magazines. I find regular people to be much more interesting to draw. Now, I certainly can appreciate classical beauty, of course, but, I'll leave those sorts of drawings to other artists, I think. I like the sorts of portraits that have, maybe better stories that we can invent to go along with them. I imagine the backstories would include a whole lot more squirrel training, bayou fishing trips, close magic skills, I don't know. But very few hair and makeup sessions in Milan. And I don't think I'm going to rule that completely out either, because there is a Milan, Michigan. Only it's not Milan, it's Milan, or Milan. And I'm looking online, and it looks like a pretty cute little town. It used to be called Tolenville, and later they called it Farmersville, it says. Interesting. And it looks like they are in the process of getting new pickleball courts. Oh, and that reminds me, because I started off saying something about Baru Art World Headquarters typically being in Texas. For the next week or week and a half, the Baru Art World Headquarters will be located in Michigan, one of my favorite areas of the country. Not in Milan, but on the opposite side of the state near Lake Michigan. I'll probably be drawing here and there a bit while I'm away, but I'm not really sure if I can or if I will work that into a video yet. I have some ideas though, so Yeah, I'll get something. I just hope it won't be too late. I've worked real hard to release a video, at least one video every week. And I started that in, I think it was October or November last year. And so far I've been able to do that. And I want to continue on that streak. I said I'd do it for a year to myself. And after that year, I'll reassess and see where we are. Part of me would like to do some more involved art pieces or maybe some more complex type videos. It would take me a little bit more time to produce. So we'll see what happens, but for now I'm just going to continue on with my regular schedule. So you'll see that I'm using a mechanical pencil for these drawings. This is a 0.5 Pentel mechanical pencil. I just like how it continuously gives me a nice sharp point. I just find it comfortable to use. It all depends on the type of drawing I'm doing though. Sometimes I'll use a normal set of graded graphite pencils, especially if I'm working in a larger format or if I want to use a smudging tool or something like that. When you start getting really large with these types of portraits, a mechanical pencil just take, well, a long time. So that's one reason. But these are fairly small, maybe just a couple inches each way. And I think a mechanical pencil works out well here for me. I found these photos just from a random online search mostly. I did have a couple from magazines. But there are a few things that I was looking for, and particularly when I'm thinking about this series. One is I was looking for an interesting face and one that is not going to be the conventional pinnacle of beauty sort of thing, though really how would that be defined anyway? I'm just looking for something that's interesting and real and everyday type person, as opposed to some sort of supermodel. Another thing is that I'm looking for good lighting, and I want it to have some definite light and shadow areas on the face. One reason that glossy magazine photos don't usually work well is that the lighting is often very even and you lose all the interesting shadows and reflected light and all of that. I think that having good contrast is really nice to work with. It gives you areas that you can block in, and you get a face with form that reads really well. And also in this series, I don't want identifiable people, like famous people, because I'm not necessarily doing exact copies, and I don't want that to be my main concern. Partially that is for the sake of time, and partially, that's just not the point. It's the variety of faces, the skin tones, the ear shapes, or whatever. It's a bit maybe like cooking dinner, and you're not measuring every last ingredient. You're just kind of feeling it out and ending up with something that you like, if that makes sense. Hopefully it makes some amount of sense to someone other than me. I don't have a full 100 heads picked out yet for this series. I've got one for the musician series if I ever get back to that one. But I've got maybe 50 of these, and I have a feeling that I have plenty of time to work on finding another 50. I think I've completed maybe a dozen or so, and then I got really busy, and it's just been tough to keep up with that pace. But that'll change. I'll come around. And in the meantime, I have a variety of other videos, and I'll drop some heads on you from time to time. Well, that sounds worse than I intended. Dropping heads on you. I didn't mean it that way. It means a lot to me that viewers of these videos enjoy them, and I put hours and hours and hours into putting them together, and hopefully you find them fun and interesting to watch. If you do appreciate what I'm doing here, liking the video and leaving a comment really helps me along. And of course, being a subscriber also helps me to extend my reach so that I can find other people who enjoy this sort of thing. And I forgot to say, if you do enjoy this sort of thing, I do have a series of 10 musicians. There is a video on that. If you look under my videos page, you'll see it under 10 heads. So thank you so much, and I will bring something new to you very soon. But until then, have a great week, everyone. Bye-bye.